This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled their homes to escape conflict in Ukraine, leaving jobs, belongings and loved ones behind. They need shelter, food and water. You can help. To donate online, search DEC or text radio to 70150 to give £10. Thank you.
Streaming 24/7, this is Brum Radio.
Thank you for downloading this Brum Radio podcast. For more podcasts, visit brumradio.com.
I'm Dave Massey. I am down at the Birmingham Rep. I'm with Sean Foley, who is directing Idiots Assemble, Spitting Image Saves the World, live on stage. Good afternoon, Sean. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. Now, Sean, you're artistic director at Birmingham Rep. How long ago did you first get the notion that you were going to bring Spitting Image to this stage?
Well, it was about 2.5 years ago, actually. So, quite a bit of time, which is only really about 6 months I was into the job. But actually, it came from our co-producers on the show, Avalon, they'd revived Spitting Image and done a couple of seasons on BrickBox and actually done really well. And they got interested in doing a live show, and they contacted me in the foolhardy notion that I was the right person to help them put it on the stage. So we started then the process of kind of developing the ideas about how we were going to put it on stage, because of course it's a TV show, it's a sketch show, you can edit the material after you've done it, stage show's got to run end to end, and all of these things we had to consider in developing the show. But 2.5 years ago. And
in your youth, do you remember Spitting Image being on TV, and did you get to watch it on a Sunday night?
Yes, I did get to watch it on a Sunday night. I was a youth, thank you very much for that, quite young. So, no, I remember it being incredibly funny, very close to the bone, sort of saying the unsayable, but also immensely fun. Not just political satire, but celebrity send-up, songs, either parodies or newly written ones, and just a kind of, what used to be called variety, variety of entertainment, and that's exactly what we've got in our show, I think, it's variety. It's a big stage show, like a kind of big West End show. It's got a story, it's got a cast of, biggest cast ever assembled in the UK. It's Tom Cruise's stage debut. We've got the King on stage. I mean, what haven't we got?
I really enjoyed the excerpts that I saw of it. It's very adult, and I don't know if the people that we were sat with from the press were quite prepared for how adult it was going to be. Spitting Image was always quite naughty when I was a kid. It was always something that I say I was a kid. I wasn't a kid either. I was a young adult, and it was always something that was quite naughty. And because it was filmed literally over the road from where we're sat, it was always something that felt there was a Birmingham ownership or a Birmingham connection to it. Do you think that this production may just be here in Birmingham, or do you think it may go elsewhere in the future?
It always depends on the audience. I mean, basically, if people really like the show and they start to buy a lot of tickets, then it becomes successful, and I'm sure it'll have a future life. But at the moment, we're really concentrating on getting the show right for the official openings. We're in previews now. That means we're still adjusting things. Although we're playing it every night, and I have to say that the audiences are loving it, and huge laughs and great fun, and lots of people coming up to me saying that's the funniest thing I've ever seen, which is fantastic. It's a privilege to be able to create a big show like this for Birmingham. What
was it like the first time I saw the puppets in person today? It was pretty magical. Did you have that feeling when the very first time that you saw them? Or were you suddenly thinking of creative things that you were going to do with them?
Yeah, both actually. So they are extraordinary. Some of the puppets, when they come on stage at first, they just instantly get a big laugh, because the caricature is so funny. Mm-hmm. The way that it's done, the puppeteers are brilliant, and how they manipulate the puppets. So it's already funny before they've even said anything, and that comes from the skill and craft of the caricaturists who initially draw, the caricatures, and then those are taken, and then brilliant modelers, sculptors, they sculpt a clay version of what they've seen on the two-dimensional piece of paper, and then the clay model is made into the latex head eventually. So there's already an amazing process there, an amazing lot of artistry and skill, comic skill, to caricature someone really brilliantly. You need that eye, to do that and make it funny. And that's what's great. You get these puppets just coming on stage, and it's already funny. And then, of course, we hope the script is funny, and on top of that, and then the staging is funny, and then it's quite a spectacle as well. The show is quite a spectacle. It's a big show. So I hope people get their money's worth. I think they do. I think it's a great night out, and it's a privilege to bring the brand back to Birmingham.
I'm really excited to come and see this production. It's something that was really curious what it was going to be like on stage, and just the snippet that we got was really fun, really involving, and it made you connect to the characters in a different way to what you would on TV as well. Sean, thank you so much for chatting about this today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
I am down at Birmingham Rep for Idiots Assemble, which is Spitting Image Saves the World live on stage, which sounds like the longest ever title for a production. It's here until the 11th of March. I'm joined by Shri Patel, who plays voices in their performance. Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm really good. We saw a sample excerpts from the show, and the members of the press saw it. Some of it was quite adult, and they seemed to be a little bit surprised by how adult it was. What do you think the Birmingham audience is going to think about this production?
I mean, I'm not a local boy. I'm local-ish. I'm from Wolverhampton. Mm-hmm. So if I saw this show, I'd be just laughing my head off, I think. I mean, I think Birmingham being a working-class city, they will appreciate a lot of the jokes that we have in this. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to really enjoy it. Are you able to tell us a little which characters you might be voicing during this, or what the main characters are? So the main ones are Rishi Sunak and Mohammed bin Saud, doing a couple of other little voices as well, doing Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, and Sajid Javid as well. And did you offer to pre-record all of your audio so they could just play it out during the shows while you're here? Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Yeah. We're recording all the voices pre-show. We've actually done some re-records today. Yes. Because obviously there's been previews, we've had a look at what needs to be done, and we've added and changed some lines and stuff like that. But yeah, everything's been pre-recorded, so it has to be performed as if you're on the stage. Yeah. And did you have to do that before seeing the characters, or had you already seen some of the characters as well? I hadn't actually seen any of the characters before we started the record. I think we were in the middle of the day and it was a lunch break, and they were like, oh, do you want to go and see them? And it does help actually to see it and see the space that you're in, where the characters are going to be performing, just to know where to deliver the lines to. But yeah, it's really cool. When I was a kid, this was a TV programme. You're not from that generation, so what was your first interaction with Spitting Image? Had you ever seen it before? Did you see it on YouTube? No, I was aware of the TV show. I know that there's a resurgence. Some of the guys who are working on this have done the TV show recently. But I was always aware of Spitting Image. So when my agent approached me about this job, I was like, oh, that's a bit of a blast from the past. And I knew what I was getting involved in, yeah. So we're actually sat opposite the building where it was very first filmed, on the other side of the road here. We're on Broad Street. It is a legacy, and it also lampoons other legacies at the same time. Do you think this production may end up going elsewhere in the country, or the West End, or anything like that? I mean, I think it could definitely play in the West End. It's an interesting show because politics moves so quickly, and we found even whilst recording this show and it's been rehearsed, that politics have changed. We've had to add things in. Little jokes here and there that just really needed to be in there. So I really think it could play to a wider audience all over the country, and definitely could play in London, but it would require an ongoing change because politics is just so fast.
Brilliant. Shri, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. You can see Spit and Image Saves the World until the 11th of March at Birmingham Rep. Visit website birmingham-rep.co.uk. See, I thought I knew it off by heart then, but then I didn't. birmingham-rep.co.uk. Check out what's on there. Tickets are available now.
Thank you for listening to this Brum Radio podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app.